There was a time when truly queer cinema in Britain was largely confined to the fringes. For many of us, our formative memories of seeing LGBTQ+ lives represented on screen came via such polite gay romances as Merchant Ivory's Maurice, or as subplots in the straight-led likes of Four Weddings and A Funeral. Although there's so many gay films from Britain, but I've picked up some of the best films that are still close to my heart. But first, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, because we'll be bringing new videos every week. So, here are the highlights of the past 30 years in queer cinema.
Everybody's Talking About Jamie is a 2021 biographical coming-of-age musical comedy drama film directed by Jonathan Butterell. From a screenplay by Tom McRae based on the stage musical of the same name, which in turn was adapted from the BBC Three documentary Jamie, Drag Queen at 16 by Jenny Popplewell. Jamie New is a 16-year-old who doesn't quite fit in. Instead of pursuing a traditional career, he dreams of becoming a drag queen. Uncertain about his future, Jamie knows one thing for sure: he's going to be a sensation. Supported by his loving mother and amazing friends, Jamie overcomes discrimination and bullying to step out of the darkness and into the spotlight. The story is touching, uplifting, and powerful. The songs are good, the visuals are colorful. Priest is a 1994 British drama film directed by Antonia Bird. The screenplay by Jimmy McGovern concerns a Roman Catholic priest, Linus Roach, as he struggles with two difficulties that precipitate a crisis of faith. The film's release was controversial and received condemnation from the church. A homosexual Catholic priest finds out during confessional that a young girl is being abused by her own father and has to decide how to deal with both that secret and his own. This is a powerful, slow-burning drama that will transport you into a world that you might not know. The Catholic League branded it blasphemous smut, so you know it's good. Beautiful Thing is a 1996 British romantic comedy film directed by Hetty MacDonald. The screenplay was written by Jonathan Harvey based on his own original play of the same name. The teen rom-com that launched countless adolescent crushes and self-realizations still holds up beautifully today, bringing as it does a welcome working-class point of view to the coming-out narrative. You'll never again hear "Dream a Little Dream of Me" without a lump in your throat. Shy Jamie, Glenn Barry, and athletic Scott Neal are teen boys who live near each other in the London projects. Both boys think they could be gay and finally explore their feelings when Steve is allowed to stay over at Jamie's place after an incident with his abusive father. There, the boys grow close and open themselves up to the idea of homosexuality. Even though this movie, now more than 25 years old, still hits so many great notes. The central relationship builds very sweetly. Bent is a 1997 British-Japanese. Get Real is a 1998 British romantic comedy drama film directed by Simon Shore, based on the play What's Wrong with Angry, by screenwriter Patrick Wilde. The plot centers the coming of age of a gay teen while growing up in rural Britain during the cool Britannia era of the late 1990s. Stephen, Ben Silverstone, spends his school days longing for all-star athlete John, Brad Gordon. But John has a gorgeous girlfriend, and Stephen is still in the closet about being gay. The only one who knows the teenager's secret is his friend Linda, Charlotte Britton. After a curious run-in with John in a public restroom, Stephen starts to wonder if the jock is straight after all. When they start a romance, it threatens to expose the truth about both of them. Weekend is a 2011 British romantic drama film directed by Andrew Hay and starring Tom Cullen and Chris New as two men who meet and begin a sexual relationship the weekend before one of them plans to leave the country. Russell, a gay man, thinks he is having a one-night stand with Glenn, whom he met in a club. However, a beautiful relationship developed between them. Probably one of the greatest films ever made on the subject of gay love, not because it deals with issues of homosexuality, but because it simply tells a tender, honest, emotionally potent love story. Speaking little English, widow Jun is stuck in a care home, about which her late son Kai felt guilty. But Jun is unaware that Kai was gay and in a relationship with Richard, who seeks to help by hiring a translator for Jun while each struggles to come to terms with the tragic loss of Kai. Prejudices are mended across barriers of generation, culture, and even language in Hong Kong's delicate, deeply sensitive drama, starring Ben Whishaw as a gay man grieving the death of his Chinese-British lover, and sharing the healing journey with the dead man's Chinese mother, movingly played by veteran actress Chung Pei-pei. God's Own Country is a 2017 British romantic drama film written and directed by Francis Lee in his feature directorial debut. Director Francis Lee drew evocatively on his own Yorkshire farm upbringing for this instant classic love story between a lonely sheepherder, Josh O'Connor, in a star-making performance, and the Romanian migrant worker, Alex Securianu, who draws him out of his shell. Consider it the British Brokeback Mountain, minus the tragic ending. God's Own Country is a moving, windswept depiction about loving, being loved, and staking a claim on what you want. Pride is a 2014 British historical comedy drama film written by Stephen Beresford and directed by Matthew Warchus. Based on a true story, it depicts a group of lesbian and gay activists who raised money to help families affected by the British miners' strike in 1984, at the outset of what would become the Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners campaign. Matthew Warchus's infectiously feel-good drama digs into the origins of the 1980s lesbian and gays support the miners campaign, finding humor and heartbreak in the conflict between proudly queer activists and a wary, straight-laced mining community. It's buoyed by an ace ensemble, including Andrew Scott, George McKay, and Bill Nighy. Benjamin is a 2018 British comedy-drama feature film, written and directed by Simon Amstell. It stars Colin Morgan, Phoenix Broussard, Joel Fry, Jessica Raine, Jack Rowan, and Anna Chancellor. The film features original music from James Wrighton. Comedian Simon Amstell made a foray into fiction filmmaking with this semi-autobiographical romantic comedy depicting the vagaries of London's gay dating scene. Starring Colin Morgan as Amstell's awkward alter ego, who stumbles into an affair with a dreamy French musician, it offers hope to us all. It is an unusual mix of intense, angsty character-driven drama and laugh-out-loud jokes about the film industry. Supernova is a 2020 British romantic drama film written and directed by Harry McQueen. The film stars Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci. A gay couple, one a musician, the other a novelist, embark on a road trip as dementia starts to take hold of one of them. So many queer films are focused on youth and/or coming out, but examinations of long-term coupledom are rarer, and Harry McQueen's quietly devastating drama is a welcome exception. Starring Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci as middle-aged husbands facing the latter's encroaching dementia, it's a testament to the pain and rewards of enduring love. Benediction is a 2021 biographical romantic drama film written and directed by Terence Davies. Siegfried Sassoon, a veteran of World War I, returns home to criticize the government's decision to continue the war. As he achieves fame with his poetry, Siegfried tries to find salvation in life. The late Terence Davies, who passed away last year, was one of British cinema's great gay filmmakers, though he never explored queerness on screen until this, his final feature, a lyrical, emotionally lacerating biopic of gay poet and war veteran Siegfried Sassoon, played at different ages by Jack Lowden and Peter Capaldi. The Pass is a 2016 film starring Russell Tovey and Erince Keene. It was directed by Ben A. Williams, based on a play by John Donnelly. The film is about a relationship between two men who are English football players and how their lives unfold over the course of a decade. Adapted from a successful Royal Court play, Ben A. Williams' film about two Champions League footballers wrestling with their feelings for each other has more to offer than just the spectacle of Russell Tovey parading around in tidy whities, though there's that too. He and Arin's Keen are excellent in a sharp study of sporting taboos. No Night is Too Long is a 2002 BBC dramatization based on the 1994 novel of the same name by Barbara Vine, with a screenplay by Kevin Elliott. The title comes from a line in Richard Strauss's opera Der Rosenkavalier. A love triangle forms between a British paleontologist, his male lover, who is known to be a heartbreaker, and his sister. Young Tim Cornish's life has begun with great promise. Blessed with extraordinary good looks, Tim enjoyed much attention and cared little of broken hearts. At university, he was a favored student in a prestigious creative writing course, but a chance meeting, a stolen kiss, and a sudden flare of passion sets Tim on a journey of betrayal, heartbreak, and murder. In a flashback, he tells his story of cruelty, love, and a soul-destroying guilt that offers little chance for redemption. This was an interesting movie with an intriguing plot. Definitely felt like a TV movie. So melodramatic. 12 years after Weekend, Andrew Hay broke our hearts again with this fusion of anguished family drama, tender queer romance, and uncanny ghost story. Somehow it all fits perfectly together, anchored by an all-time great performance from Andrew Scott. We'll still be talking about this one in another 30 years. One night in his near-empty London tower block, screenwriter Adam has a chance encounter with mysterious neighbor Harry, puncturing the rhythm of his everyday life. As a relationship develops between them, Adam finds himself drawn back to his childhood home, where his parents appear to be living just as they were on the day they died 30 years ago. Maurice is a 1987 British romantic drama film directed by James Ivory, based on the 1971 novel Maurice by E.M. Forster. The film stars James Wilby as Maurice, Hugh Grant as Clive, and Rupert Graves as Alec. Two male English school chums find themselves falling in love at Cambridge. To regain his place in society, Clive gives up his forbidden love, Maurice, and marries. While staying with Clive and his shallow wife, Anne, Maurice finally discovers romance in the arms of Alec, the gamekeeper. Written from personal pain, it's E.M. Forster's story of coming to terms with sexuality in the Edwardian age. The story was solid, the acting was fantastic, and the sets and costumes were beautiful. Christopher and His Kind is a 2011 BBC television film. It tells the story of Christopher Isherwood's exploits in Berlin in the early 1930s. The film, adapted by Kevin Elliott from Isherwood's autobiography Christopher and His Kind, was produced by Mammoth Screen and directed by Jeffrey Sachs. The divinely decadent Berlin cabaret scene is in full swing when a young and wide-eyed Christopher Isherwood arrives in the city to stay with his close friend and occasional lover, the poet W.H. Auden. To Isherwood's reserved English sensibility, the city's thriving gay subculture is thrilling. However, Christopher soon finds himself heartbroken after the failure of a hopeless love affair, and so sets out on a process of self-discovery. It was a wonderful 90 minutes, and if you haven't watched it yet, you are in for a treat. Matt Smith is incredible in it.
If you want to watch our best classic gay film picks, then check out this video.